one of their wide receivers, and I saw a little bit of value there with the Raiders. In fact, the line actually moved in favor of the Raiders when that happened. How did you do yesterday? I went 2-2, which is kind of crazy. I started the day 2-0. I started felt pretty good, but then I know what I did wrong on the last two games. Man, I trusted LSU of all teams, and I trusted UCLA. Literally, those are the two teams that I shouldn't have trusted. But all good, man. 2-2 on the day. Just lost some juice, man. We'll come back today, man. I'm from Ohio. That's why you want to talk about Browns, man. All right, guys. What game is next? Come on. We don't have a lot of time today. Just came on here to warm up a little bit, just get some laps in, and then we're gonna sign off of here, man. Alabama, it is what it is, brother. You can't tell me that the LSU defense didn't give the Alabama offense some trouble, man. Ty Simpson was not his sharp as yesterday. You can't tell me. In fact, I mean, we got 10.5. It lost by 11, so it lost by half a point, man. Let's see, guys. What game is next? LSU looked good on defense. Again, the play was on the defense. I just needed the offense to do something. It was annoying. Bears. Let's see. What else is next, guys? Bears. Patriots is a trap. Come on, let's get some consensus, guys. What game do I want to talk about? Jerome, I said I was going to talk about Ravens versus Vikings. Let's talk about Ravens versus Vikings real quick. Baltimore is on the road. At Minnesota. They are favored by 4 on the road. Guys, Baltimore coming off of a mini bye week. We haven't seen them in 10 days. Last time they played was in Miami, and they look good. And now this much healthier Baltimore team had a chance to get some rest as well. And Lamar Jackson, he actually looked a little bit, you know, like he was protecting his hamstring a little bit in that game. And again, these 10 days could help him a lot. Guys, Minnesota is coming off of a high. They are coming off of a huge high here. They went into Detroit when Detroit was coming out of their bye week, and they picked up an outright win as a 9.5-point dog. That was crazy. Nobody, I don't think anybody saw that coming. Minnesota is coming off of an emotional high there. How can they really, immediately get ready for Baltimore, a healthier, hungry Baltimore team here? I think that's the lead story here, man. Throw the numbers out the window because Baltimore wasn't healthy earlier in the season, so the numbers aren't really going to justify it. But one number that is actually sticking out is Baltimore. Despite their challenges, they've played the second toughest strength of schedule so far, so they've definitely been challenged. I'm not liking Minnesota coming off of that high. I think Baltimore's the right side here. I think Baltimore rolls. It would be the Ravens for me. Panthers, Tampa Bay. Yep, I'm getting asked about Tampa Bay. Let's go to Tampa Bay real quick. We're going to Tampa Bay versus New England. Oh shit, I forgot to put the poll. Let's talk about New England versus Tampa. This is a hell of a game here, man. Give me blue for Tampa. Blue for Tampa Bay, red for the Patriots. What side are you on today? Tampa Bay is favored by 2.5 at home against the Patriots. Give me red for the Patriots. Give me blue for the Bucks. All right, keep it simple. You got the B's there. Blue for the Bucks. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Hit the follow button, man. We're on here on all the football days at least. We're on here at college football talking it up. Yesterday I told you guys BYU, man. If you are thinking about taking BYU, just light your money on fire, man. They don't give away 14 points like that. I'm sorry, they don't give 14 points away like that. That was one of my plays. Texas Tech. Honestly, it wasn't a slam dunk for me either. BYU, it could be scary as a dog, but yeah, they're not just going to give away 14 points like that. What else? And yeah, hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. Let's go. We're talking about New England versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay favored by 2.5. Guys, Tampa Bay is favored here by 2.5. They are, of course, 6-2. New England is 7-2. So New England has a better record here, but Tampa is favored at home. But what's interesting here is that this line has stayed put. This line has stayed put the whole week. I've been tracking this one. This thing has stayed at 72, at 2.5, with 74% of the public on Tampa Bay. Guys, Tampa Bay is coming off of their bye week. They're coming off of their bye week. They went into it on not a great note, but they did pick up a win against the Saints in their last game. They rolled in New England in what potentially was like a little bit of, people thought it could be a little bit of a sneaky spot there for the Saints. It wasn't. So Tampa Bay, I think the biggest question mark here is their health. They continue to be not healthy. Bucky Irving, I believe he's questionable here. You guys know Mike Evans is out. Godwin is out. They've got trouble on their offense. They got some serious trouble on the offensive line. They might be down to their third right guard today. It's pretty tough there in terms of health. Meanwhile, New England just keeps winning games, man. They've won 6 straight at this point. They started the season 1-2 and now won 6 straight. They picked up the win last week, not the cover. They picked up a win. Atlanta gave him a little a scare. They definitely gave him a scare. New England guys, New England, they play in that AFC East, so that probably means I'm going to talk to you about the strength of schedule. They played the easiest schedule, the 32nd hardest schedule in the NFL. Of course, when you have games against the Dolphins and the Jets, they played the easiest. And Tampa Bay, opposite of that, they've played the 5th hardest strength of schedule. So when I see those numbers, the numbers better look good for New England. They better look good for New England. They better really stick out the window, stick out at the page. And they really don't. I mean, they look good on offense. Of course, Drake May having a hell of a season. But, again, the numbers should be way more in favor of the Patriots. I think this is somebody said it was a trap. Yeah, a little bit of a trappy here to take a 7-2 New England Patriots team as a dog. This is the most public dog of the day to win straight up. I think this is a spot here for Tampa Bay, guys. It would be the Tampa Bay Bucks for me. Let me see what you guys said on this one. And you guys are also feeling the Bucks. I thought that was going to be a little bit of a hot take, but I guess not, man. What game is next, guys? Drop another game, and we'll talk about it. Panthers, okay. We could cue the Panthers. What do you use to make your picks? Experience and my model. My model just automates the data for me. I get the data automated, and then it's just a matter of interpreting it, right? Because everybody could have a model. Everybody could build one. You can learn to build one for yourself, but I think the experience and knowing these spots and knowing what's favorable, I think that's where you have success. What is your model? My model is on Google Sheets, and I just automate from different websites, and I get the data coming in. Chargers, Bears, Chargers. Okay, you guys are asking for Chargers, man. Man, sorry, bad luck. My free plays. I know my free play's been annoying. Free play's been really annoying. We caught a little bit of a heater last week. Had like 3 free play wins, and then the last two or three have been L's, man. So I'm gonna get those back rolling. I'm gonna drop them early. I think I just sit on it too long, and then I end up with freaking LSU when I had something better lined up. I'll get some better free plays for you guys. Link in bio if you guys want to join for the free plays. All right, I got no choice. We got to talk about the Chargers. We got Panthers. Excuse me. Y'all been asking about the Panthers. Let's talk. This one's interesting here. You got the Saints against the Panthers here in a division game, NFC South matchup here, guys. This one is interesting here because give me blue for the Panthers. Give me red for the Saints. What side are you on today? This line is set at 5.5. Who's taking the Panthers? Blue for the Panthers, red for the Saints. This line is set at 5.5, guys. Scheduling wise, you have Carolina coming off of a huge game. They were 13.5 point. They were 2 touchdown dogs in Green Bay. Nobody saw that win coming. They won outright. Completely won that game, really from start to finish too. Meanwhile, the Saints, they look rough. They've looked rough all season. But yeah, they went to LA and they got their butts whooped. No other way to put it, guys. But scheduling wise, again, you have Carolina coming off of that huge high, right? They're coming off of a high. Meanwhile, the Saints, they are going into their bye week. So the theory there, the idea there is if you're going into your bye week, you can leave it all out, right? You can leave it all out. You're out. You're off for the next 14 days. You don't play another game for the next 14 days. So you can leave it all out on the table here, guys. And do not forget that this is still a division game. Division games are tight. They're closer. This is a 5.5 point number in favor of Carolina. I mean, that should also trigger a red flag. Carolina, as a favorite, that is not a favorable spot. In fact, they've lost their last 10 games in a row as a favorite. So when they're favored to win a game, they've still lost 10 in a row in this spot. They haven't won a game as a favorite since 2021. So it's been a while. And again, this is not a team that typically is favored often. And I think this number is inflated here. This reminds me exactly. This is deja vu of when Carolina was favored by 5.5 against the Falcons. They were favored by, the Falcons were favored by 5.5 against the Panthers because they were coming off of a huge win against the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. The fact that I still remember this stuff is crazy. I'm talking about week 2. Talking about week 2 here, guys. So very similar spot, but now Carolina is favored by 5.5 after a huge win against a division foe. Guys, these division games are tight. I was not surprised to see the Raiders challenging the Broncos on Thursday night. Division games are tight, guys. Those are the games that the Dogs will get up for, even the ugliest teams. What sites do you use for what, brother? I use many sites for a lot of things. They're at home. Yes, the Panthers are at home, but again, it's different to win the game. It's one thing to win the game. It's another thing to cover the number. And this number, I think, is inflated, man. They're going to run all over the Saints. Yeah, am I running to the window with the Saints? No, but the one thing they do well, is stop the run. The Saints are actually pretty good at stopping the run. Overall, they've been really good, and they've been good. And then in the last 5 games, they've been even better, too. So they're kind of trending in the right direction. And, yeah, that's exactly what Carolina wants to do. Carolina wants to run the ball. That does play into the strength of the Saints' defense. So I think the path to success is there. Next game, guys. Somebody drop another game. What do y'all want to talk about next? For your picks, I'm trying to get more information on making my own picks. What sites do I mean, I use different sites for different things, brother. If you're interested in building your own model, I can help you do that in like a 30-minute session. But yeah, there's like 8 different sites that I use, brother. And I go over that if you were interested in building your own model. Chargers. I got you guys with the Chargers. Let's talk about that one real quick. That is the Sunday Night Football game here, guys. Give me blue for the Chargers, red for the Steelers. What side are you on today? Let me check in on YouTube, man. YouTube's always quiet, but let me know if you guys are there. Damn, I forgot to put the YouTube mobile stream on. Let me see if I can still get it. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Do not miss out on these streams. We're out here cooking, man. Again, guys, I've made a little bit of a shift in the Discord, so now I'm able to kind of focus on what I do best. My best sports are college football and NFL. NFL is hitting 60% on the season. College football is hitting like 55%, 56%. So definitely some room for improvement there. 60% though is crazy good, and that's with like a rough. We've had like 2 rough weeks in the NFL, but the huge weeks we've had 10-0 weeks. We've had 9-1 weeks in the NFL. We're off to 2-0 today. We're off to 2-0 this NFL week. So don't be surprised if this is one of these weeks that I pop off. And again, this week I'm finally feel like I'm way better prepped for it. Let's talk about the Chargers versus the Steelers, guys. That's Chargers. Chargers are favored by 3.5. This line opened up at 3.5. It is down to 2.5 for the Chargers. Okay. So let's walk through this one real quick. Let's paint the picture. You have Pittsburgh coming off of a huge win against the Colts. Huge win. I know they were only dogs. They were only 3-point dogs, but again, that's a huge win over the number 1 team in the AFC. And you won that game outright, and again, kind of controlled that game from start to finish as well. Meanwhile, the Chargers, they went into Tennessee. They took care of business. They didn't cover. They didn't cover that number, but they did stay in that game. Tennessee was able to stay in that game, but Chargers pulled it out, guys. I think the lead story here is the injuries, guys, especially on the offensive line. The Chargers are all banged up on the offensive line. You have Joe Alt, he's going to miss the rest of the season. He's on the IR. That's the starting left tackle, guys. I doubt you guys remember, but first of all, I put a lot of emphasis on the offensive and the defensive lines. I think those are I think that's where games are won and lost for the most part. And you have a team here with the Chargers where I was buying on them against the Vikings because they were getting healthier on the offensive line. They were getting Joe Alt back and Johnson, the left guard, as well. But now they're injured. They're banged up again. So that's tough there for the Chargers. But it kind of cancels out because the Pittsburgh is going to be missing their left guard as well. So kind of cancel it out here a little bit. I'm looking at you do have Pittsburgh's Pittsburgh's offensive line is ranked really high, but again, I think that's really because Aaron Rodgers does a good job of just getting the ball out quick. This I've been torn on this one. I have honestly been torn on this one. I think taking Pittsburgh after the huge win against Indianapolis is not the wisest move. This kind of goes back to like a month ago, right? Pittsburgh was on Sunday Night Football 2 weeks ago against Green Bay, and everybody, even me, was playing. Well, we were on the Steelers. I wasn't. I hated the fact that there was the whole he's playing his Packers, he's playing his old team. I hated that storyline, but you rewind a couple weeks back, Pittsburgh lost that game to Green Bay, and then they come back against Indianapolis and they win that game when you expect them not to win that game. And now this could be another letdown spot here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would lean the Chargers. Again, pretty torn on this game as of now, but still got 9 hours to go to kickoff. But I would be leaning the Chargers here at home, laying 2.5 at home. What game is next, guys? Somebody drop another game. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in bio. I drop a free play every single day. Last couple free plays have not gone my way, man. So we're just we're trying to bounce back here and get those things rolling. We talked about the Bucs game already between the Patriots and the Bucs. I think this is a spot here for Tampa Bay. They've been challenged way more. They played a much harder strength of schedule than the Patriots. And New England, the team with the better record, is listed as a dog here. They are the most played on dog to win. I'm not buying that. I think Tampa Bay is the right side there. Bears game and the Eagles game. Eagles is tomorrow, brother. So I don't really have too many thoughts on that yet. Just leaning Eagles there. I don't love that they're a dog there, but the Green Bay's just been skating by, man. Green Bay's been skating by. They haven't played a hard strength of schedule, and I don't know. It's just hard to tell when the Green Bay Packers are going to get out for a game. Let's talk about the Bears game real quick. Between the Giants and the Bears, which way are you guys going with this one? Give me blue for the Bears. Just keep the B's. Red for the Giants. What side are you on today? Red for the Giants, blue for the Bears. The Giants are on the road at Chicago. Chicago is favored by 4.5 at home after a huge win as well. In fact, I left this one off of my video. This could be a little bit of a letdown spot after Chicago. They were favored in Cincinnati, but it's the thriller that they were in. Goodness, they were in a hell of a thriller there against Cincinnati, where they had to come back and win on the last drive there. So Chicago could be in a little bit of a letdown spot here after that huge win, and they've been playing much better, man. You're definitely seeing the effects there of Ben Johnson at head coach. But yeah, you have the Giants coming in. You know they're battered, they're bruised. They've lost their top two offensive players at this point. Cam Scatterboo is out, and earlier in the season they lost Neighbors. They've played several games without him. But on top of that, guys, what I don't love for the Giants is that you have a very battered offensive line too. You're going to be missing your starting center and your starting right tackle today. That is not good news there for the Giants. Giants, a team that, the Sharps were kind of buying on them last week. I wasn't buying into that. I think the Giants at this point, they've lost 3 straight. They lost that heartbreaker in Denver. And then it just feels like after that heartbreaker in Denver, the wheels are just fell off. After that they played in Philadelphia and you lost Scatterboo, who's kind of you're the heart and soul of that team, man. And that's crazy to say that about a rookie, but he really did bring an energy to that locker room. I don't know. This just kind of seems like a team that's kind of has already probably lost their last pulse. They're 2-7 on the season, lost season. Injuries probably took away what could have been a decent season there for the Giants. Chicago trending in the right direction, more of a team that I want to buy on. Am I running to the window to lay 4.5 with Chicago? No. You do have a strength of schedule edge here for the Giants. The Giants have been tested. They've played the 9th hardest strength of schedule, Chicago 30th. So the numbers should look way better for the Bears, and they truly don't. But again, just common sense is telling me here that the Giants could just could just be packing it up at this point, kind of just emotionally and just on the field. Is the Bills 2.5 solid? We could talk about that. Texas and Jacksonville. Is the Bills solid? The Bills trade up to win. I hear you on that. I think the Bills to win is solid, or to win by a field goal is solid. But let's talk about the number on that one real quick. Let's talk about covering the number between the Buffalo Bills and the Dolphins. We haven't talked about this one. Give me blue for the Bills. Give me red for the Dolphins. What side are you on today? Blue for the Bills, red for the Dolphins. Come on, guys. Cast your votes. The Buffalo Bills are favored by 9.5 on the road at Miami. Blue for the Bills, red for the Dolphins. Let's talk about this one real quick. You do have Miami and Tua here. Coming off of that loss against Baltimore, they look bad. Goodness, they look bad. But maybe that could be more of the Ravens being that good, right? If the Ravens are healthy, right? They were power rated to be, a top 5 team, top 3 team in the NFL. Maybe that was just better Ravens than that was bad Dolphins. It was really both. The Dolphins are really that bad. But you have the Dolphins here coming off of, guys, they're coming off of their Super Bowl. Almost literally, an AFC preview, AFC championship preview. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They dominated that game from start to finish. And yeah, they won as a 1.5 point dog at home. They won that game outright against Kansas City. And how do you really get up for Miami? I know it's a division game. How do you really get up for Miami, though? Their season is lost. They're kind of done with it at this point. I don't think this is a good spot here for Buffalo against the number. This is not good. Coming off of a huge win against Kansas City, and you have Tampa Bay on deck too. The Buffalo Bills are going to have to play another top competitor in the league next week against the Bucs. So that's kind of a sandwich spot there. And then here's Miami playing off of 10 days rest. Tua obviously scares the hell out of me. He's just keeps turning the ball over. This defense is one of the worst, but 9.5 points is a big number to cover on the road. I don't think it's the right move. I think Miami is the right side. This dude looks like Dak if he never made it. Okay, appreciate you thinking about me like that, man. Do you look at referees for the games? Yes, I've started to look at referee, bro. I've seen some. I've started to see some correlation with those, man. I started to see some correlation with those. I still need to find a good site where I can get good solid trends, referee trends. If you guys have some, drop it in the chat, man, because I think there is something to do with the referees, guys. I think there is something to do with the Zebras, man. Dolphins plus 21. Sure, brother. If you're taking Dolphins at 21, go for it, man. What game is next, guys? Last call. Action Network has referee trends? The thing with referee trends, too, I want to see, like, a relevant sample size. Like, too many of these referees trends are, like, last 10 years. Like, I don't care what they've done in the last 10 years. Tell me in the last 2 years or last 10 games or something. I don't know. I'll take a look at that, though. Thank you for bringing it up. I've definitely started to see some correlations there, man. Let me tell you real quick, guys. Just if you guys haven't believed in referee trends, I really haven't, to be honest, either. In the past, I've kind of always thought, okay, but there is something to it, guys. These referees, they travel as a unit, right? So these units, they gather during the week and they focus on what kind of plays they're gonna call, in my opinion. So they do that during the week. So keep an eye on referee trends. I've seen some strong ones. Like there was a strong trend when the Lions were playing the Bucs. The Lions were favored by 6 points at home against the Bucs, another top team in the NFC. And you look at the 6 points, you're like, yo, that number is strong. That's a 6. That's a strong 6 against another top. Lions rolled. Another one was the Ravens against the Dolphins. There were strong trends there for the Ravens. Let's go, man. I think I missed it. Do you think the Bears got this? If I had to play that game, yeah, I think the Bears is the right side. Guys, let's try to do this every week, man. Going into this week, there should be some sort of balance, okay? Last week, the dogs ate. 2 weeks ago, the favorites were eating. Expect a little bit of balance. Do you expect an immediate turnaround? No. Am I saying go take all the favorites? No, but I would expect favorites to have a little bit of a better week here. The dogs were eating, and the dogs won outright. A lot of dogs won outright last week, including Carolina. We just talked about that. Steelers. So expect a little bit of favorites going into the week, in my opinion. Will you have a free play in the morning game? I'll take a look, man, and I'm gonna get you guys one early. I've been slacking and just kind of throwing one later in the game in the day. I'll get you guys what I consider to be one of my most confident plays. Do you think the Falcons win? The Falcons look kind of sneaky in this game. Colts are missing their starting D tackle. He's out for the season, so I thought the Falcons could make some noise in this game. Last call, guys. Let's talk about one more game and we're out of here. My man Mo. Bears. We talked about the Bears game. I think the Bears is the right side. Jacksonville versus Houston. Let's go. Let's talk about this one real quick. Jacksonville versus Houston. Guys, give me red for Jacksonville. Give me blue for Houston. What side are you on today? Blue for the Texans. Blue for the Texans. Red for the Jaguars. What side are you on today? This line has flipped. Houston was favored by 1.5 at home. Of course, you guys know it's Davis Mills. Davis Mills is making the start here with C.J. Stroud in concussion protocol. Jacksonville favored on the road at Houston. Let's make some sense of this one real quick, man. You have a Houston team who continues to be at home, guys. They continue to be at home. This is the third straight game, and all three games have honestly looked pretty appealing for Houston. That's because their defense, man. Their defense plays really good at home. Their offense plays much better at home as well. Their offense has a huge, of course, that was with C.J. Stroud, but their offense has huge home away splits that are very interesting. So, Houston, this is one of your top defenses here, up against Jacksonville, where you have Trevor Lawrence trying to split the series between Jacksonville and Houston this year. It was Houston. Was it Houston that picked up the first win? Houston picked up the first win of the season. No, Jacksonville. It was in Jacksonville. I remember that game. It was week 3 of the season, week 4. Jacksonville picked up that win, and now Houston trying to even up the series here before they head on the road next week. Guys, this is a homestand here for Houston. Their defense is crazy good. I know Davis Mills didn't look great last week, but that was with no prep. He was just thrown into the fire. Now with a week of prep, I think the move is usually to take the backup quarterback that everybody's going to count out, and you take that quarterback who has experience. This is not some random rookie or something, right? This guy's been with the Houston organization for a long time. This team is built really strong as well, inside out. Their offensive line and defensive lines are very strong here. Trevor Lawrence, one of those quarterbacks that is hard to trust. Jacksonville won a thriller last week against the Raiders. I think this is a spot for Houston here. That's probably the way I would play it. It would be the Texans for me. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in bio. That was last call, guys. Rams game. We didn't talk about that game, but I think this number's a little inflated here, man. We've seen Kyle Shanahan own Sean McVay in the past, head coach there for the San Francisco. San Francisco got the win, huge win on the road at the Rams a few weeks ago now. I think this number is still inflated here. This thing has moved all the way from 3 to 5.5. I know they're banged up. San Francisco is real banged up. They continue to be banged up. They've lost at this point their number one defensive end, right? Nick Bosa's out. Fred Warner's out. And now they have all these questionable tags, too, on the defensive tackles and linebackers. It's tough, but San Francisco was way more battered and bruised in the first meeting. I think this is a big number. And, again, do not forget, this is a division game still. This is a division game at home for San Francisco. I would be leaning the Niners here. I'm a Niners fan, but 5 for the Rams it is. I thought about this one. If this is one where the Rams they're favored by 5.5, 6, is that a strong number for a reason, right? Because that is a very strong number, right? Who's really going to be looking at the Rams to lay 6 with them. I mean, the Rams are really good right now. They're 6-2. But you know, with these two teams having almost an even record, I do look at that and do wonder if that's just like a strong number, right? Kind of like Texas Tech, right? Laying 14 and 13 and a half points last night or yesterday against BYU. When you see those strong numbers, it definitely does make you hesitate a little bit and wonder if it's strong for a reason, right? But for the moment, I am leaning San Francisco there. Guys, we've gone over almost every single game, guys. If I missed out on any of your questions, my fault. Drop your question on my last video, and I will respond, guys. I will get back to you before game time. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in bio. $80 to join the premium side, man. It includes a whole month worth of NFL, college football, which is already hitting 60% and 55% respectively on the season. I expect that to be even better because now I am able to focus on these sports. I have my NBA guy in the Discord. I have a hockey guy in the Discord. Soccer guy. We got some soccer Champions League guys. Is pretty good. I got my experts, and now I'm able to focus on what I love best and what I do best. So link is in bio if you guys want to join the squad. I'll catch you guys in the Discord. If you have any questions on these games, drop it on my last video. I will respond. Thank you, guys. Peace. YouTube, I'll catch you guys on the next